This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
You know, as you get older, I believe we all say this, you can't remember certain things, or it takes you longer to find a word or process a thought. We're going to dig into that today with some depth and kind of dispel some of those memory myths that a lot of us have. Not necessarily when you get older do you lose a good portion of your memory. There might be a reason for that. She is the owner and CEO of a wellness company that takes care of you in all different ways, from your mind, your body, and your spirit, right even down to nutrition. That's in her wheelhouse, along with her husband as well. New Wonderful You is the name of the company. She's Dr. Fredina Usher Weems, back on the program today. How are you doing?
Great. How about yourself, Steve?
Really good. Really good. I'm loving this topic because I believe we all do it. And then you get a little concerned as you get a little bit older, where you can't remember something or that word just escapes you for that moment. It doesn't necessarily mean you're getting older and you're losing brain cells, right?
Right. You know, memory is fascinating. It's very complex as a human mind. But this misconception about as you get older, you lose a memory, or I can't remember this, or we assume the worst because we can't remember, oh, maybe something is wrong. Instead of stopping and thinking, we have a long-term memory and a short-term memory. Most of the time, we remember we keep constantly think about. So now, if you ask me something about something that might happen 10 years ago, I probably won't be able to remember at that point. But if I step back and think, it'll come. So when we assume, and some people tell me, well, I wasn't born with a good memory. And some people say, I was born with a good memory. And the others tell me I'm stuck with this bad memory. So we need to debulk our thinking process and understand now as you grow older in grace, you're more seasoned. Doesn't necessarily mean that your mind is going. Because I know a lot of people who, like my uncle was 100 years old when he died. He was still reading that Bible. He could tell you everything that was in that Bible. My father was like 90, but as long as he stayed active, he could outwalk you. He could tell you things that happened that I couldn't remember. So we need to start asking ourselves, okay, what are we telling ourselves? And the first thing that I hear and we say a lot is memory declines with age. Okay, I'm not saying you don't lose some thoughts, but even as a child, they'll tell you, I don't remember that. Is that because of their age? No. It's because at that time, that wasn't important to them. And think about, let's go back when we took tests back in high school. When we studied for that test, we passed it. But now, if you ask yourself, what was the test about? You just did that time to pass that test. But does that mean that your memory's gone? No. So some of our memory may go. I'm not saying it does. Just like as you grow older in grace, you lose some things that you used to could do because you don't do them anymore. Or maybe your body says, okay, we can't do that today. So when you think about memory, is it declining because of age or is it declining because of waste of space?
Isn't it interesting, Fredina, how some of us remember things and not? Example, my best friend, when we were in our 20s, we and another friend, the three of us, would go on a vacation every year. I remember every place we went, what year we went, what songs were popular, all of that. And he'll be in the car and I'll be joking around. All right, what year did we go to Bahamas? I don't know. All right, what about Club Med Martinique? What year you got? I don't know. Like, well, how do you not know? You were there. We did it together. It was a part of your childhood. He just doesn't remember. And then he says, too much partying, I lost brain cells, joking around.
Okay. But then go ahead.
I don't know why I remember it. And he doesn't, but maybe it's the way my brain processes things and his does it differently. Doesn't mean, he's got less memory than I do. There are probably things I don't remember.
It's because to you, memory is basically consists of holds our emotions, what we repeat all the time, and the purpose. You enjoy music. You enjoy that environment. You enjoyed it. So to you, you always remember that. Like we went to Lake Tahoe. My husband could tell me things we did. I don't remember because it wasn't, like that important to me.
Hmm.
So with him, now if you ask him something really that's tuned to his passion or tuned to what he remembers all the time because he repeated, he can probably tell you and you couldn't remember it. So a lot of time our memory, long term and short term is something we just pick up at that day. Just like for example, when we cramming for a test. After that, it's not in our long-term memory, it's gone. Okay. So what our emotion, how emotional we are about something, what we keep repeating over and over again, and the purpose of something stays in us. You enjoyed that. That was a good purpose for you because you enjoyed that. But maybe that was not that important to him. So we also say some people have more of a photogenic memory.
Mm.
They can recall things. It's like you could recall the images, the sounds, the objects. Well, that does not mean though that others cannot recall. Just remember that they recall what they see and is important to them.
Mm. Mm.
So, mhm,
Yeah, but there are things he does remember once I bring it up.
mhm.
Like, we went to Club Med Martinique when we were 24, and there was a toga party. He remembers that because I guess
That
it
was
was.
important to him. I
And
mean, that's something he enjoyed.
side note, you go get a sheet from your room and you put it on, and you're doing the toga party like they did back in the day. It started raining and the sheets started shrinking, so it was kind of funny. Uh, and he's a big guy, so he remembered that. So that's, I guess, that stands
Mhm.
out for him for whatever reason. It was a goofy moment.
Because memory is a reconstructive process.
Hmm.
It's something it's an excellent recall of things that it's important to you,
Hmm.
or something that you do daily,
So
something you love to do. Uh-huh.
do you know, like, if we're remembering something, are we, and our brains are like amazing, massive computers, are we reconstructing that moment like in milliseconds when we have a memory? Is kind of
What
that's
it's
what's
the
going on?
combination of reconstructed and the mind goes in and pull out what's already there and pulls it together. So as you continue to move forward, some things are going to get left out because it's not that important to you. You don't keep it, you don't keep recalling it. Memory is only going to keep up with what you keep recalling most of the time, what you keep repeating. And if you step back and think about it, it'll come back to you after a while when you think about it. But then you can say, oh, I remember. Okay, that means you didn't forget it. At that particular time, you couldn't recall it because it's a reconstructive process. So
Hmm.
your brain got to go through everything that's in your mind within pockets, short term, long term, short term and long term, has to go through it and see where to get the information from.
Gotcha.
And a lot of times we push things back. We don't want to think about it. And then something someone says can trigger it and it comes right up.
So what are some of the other myths about our memory that we should know about?
Okay, that we can overcome being forgetful. Forgetful means that you're not smart. Forgetting is not stupidity. In fact, it's a part of how your brain stays smart. Forgetting in your brain is a way of clearing space to bring in new information. So if you don't use the information, it's going to get cleared out and not there. And we just because we forget something don't mean our mind is going. We are human beings. And it takes each one of us time to process things differently. And some things we don't want to remember, so we push it back, like grief, death,
Hmm.
disappointment. And then it triggers and it brings up all kinds of memories. So therefore, when we say that, we think about, okay, the brain is clearing out space because we our brain is only so big, our mind. We can't hold everything in it. So some things the brain has got to clear out. It's just like in your email or text messaging, it'll tell you overload, overload, or it has no space. You got to go in there and what? Delete, delete, delete. The
Hmm.
same with your mind. If it's something they see that you're not constantly bringing about, it's going to delete it out. Delete, delete, delete. So
I
go
think
ahead.
that's refreshing to know that, I didn't forget it, or I can't remember it. Maybe it wasn't important enough. And I don't know how that's decided within our brains to hold
How
on
you
to it.
relate to it, how you keep bringing it up, how you relate. Some things I cannot remember as a child. But now if when my sister something say something, I go, oh, just like what you said. But that don't mean my mind is going at that
Mm.
time. Just I remember it. And then we also think about that multitasking enhance memory. The
Say
more
that.
we do,
Say that again.
multitasking enhance our memory. The more we do, the brain is not designed to handle multiple tasks.
And
And
I've been hearing
switching
that more and more.
and switching between tasks can lead to cognitive overload,
Yeah.
reducing the quality of information encoded and recall. Because you
Mm.
done start doing this, and so you don't forgot about what you're doing. Then you come back, well, what was I doing? And you say, oh, I can't remember. No, you focusing on where you are now. And that's why it's called mindfulness, being in the moment. So
Mm.
the brain is in the moment wherever you're in the moment is at. I can catch myself and I'll be in the kitchen cooking, but I'll be thinking someplace else and forgetting that I'm cooking. So my brain is only not focusing on what I'm thinking, not on what I'm doing. So a lot of times we tend to overload our brain when we go into multitasking.
I remember a number of years ago, there was a study that came out that said that women can multitask better than men. And then in the last couple of years, the studies are showing that, yeah, maybe that's true by a little bit, but by and large, multitasking, bad idea. Don't do it. It's almost like having toast and you put some butter on it, but you're now spreading it really thin to the entire piece of toast so that when you go to eat any section of it, it's going to have no butter on it because you spread it so thin. Same thing with multitasking. I've
Mhm.
gotten to the I used to think it was effective. I've gotten to the point now where I despise it. It just, sometimes it's a little fun to have a couple of things popping at the same time. Yeah, kind of change it up. But in the end, all it does is put stress on you that you might not even realize, but you are stressing yourself out.
Mhm. And then you've got technology is making human memory obsolete.
Mm.
Well, technology is not doing it, is that we're allowing technology to replace thinking on our own. Technology is good use, like to help you, like, okay, plan things, put my iPod, I gotta do this date, but it has to enhance your memory, but it's only outward. You still need to keep your mind going. And that's why I have every morning I do, it's called Brain HQ. It's a brain game. It takes you through different things about memory, eye coordinations and whatnot to keep me focused. Or some things you can do crossword puzzles.
Mm. Mm.
There's, or for example, I had to learn how to to get numbers straight, like 4 or 5, let's say 55, 68, 90, 55, 68, 9. So now, a lot of times they you go to, they take you through eye exam or memory, they throw these numbers at you and they ask you, what do you see? So I said 55, 48, 9. I start putting them into twos and putting them into threes, and I could remember the whole long number. But when I tried to just put it all together, I couldn't. So that's how your mind is. It dissects things into components. So when you think about technology, it's here to help us, not to control our thoughts and our mind. We still should be thinking our own thoughts before we start going into technology and using it. We shouldn't always run to Google's to find a solution. First, we need to think about and then go to solution. AI is pretty good, but we shouldn't always be going to AI to get information. We need to first make sure we understand information and before we use AI and start putting them into our documents, because sometimes that information is not as accurate as we need it. So when you think about this as you go on, okay, Alzheimer's, dementias, they tell you, well, anything empty, what allows anything to come in, right? So
Mm.
if you're not taking time out to keep your mind active, you're not taking time out to read, you're not taking time out to, play games or to think, then it is becoming vacant. And so how can you remember something that's not there?
Isn't it so refreshing for Dina when you try something different, or maybe you read a book, and I'm guilty of not doing that. And I have a bunch of things I want to read and learn.
Mhm.
I got to dig into that. It becomes a habit. But when you start doing it, it feels good. Like you're using your mind. Like it's like a muscle. It's like I haven't used this in a while. I just do my day. And yes, you're using your mind, for your daily activities, jobs, and things like that. Let's be honest, a lot of it's on autopilot. When you start digging into something new, it's very refreshing, I find. Do you find that?
And also it adds on to what you know.
Mm. Yeah.
Anytime it puts in, and so it's going to take it to a category. It's going to beam, alert, whatever you learn. Okay, let's see what else is in here so we can put it together. So I tell people, like, take some time out. Maybe, for example, your shopping list. We go shopping, we cannot remember what's on that list. We can't remember what we're supposed to get. Well, okay, imagine that you're in that grocery store. Oh, let's play an items game. All right, if you got to go shop for grocery, get in your mind or label it. Put the
Mm.
fruits in one, fruits, vegetables, dairy. And I bet you remember it then because you got them in the section instead of trying to throw them all together, potato chips, carrots, noodles, all on one list. Then you forget, "Oh, I forgot something." But if you have them categorized, then you would say, okay, what drinks I need? Oh, I need, okay, this is what I need. What fruits? Oh, this is what I need. And it'll help you to enhance your memory. That's when you use your iPhone, the technology, and enhance you because it'll help you.
Do you find it might be a good idea to challenge yourself? Yeah, I go to the grocery store. A lot of times I look at my phone. And it's a lot of times the same list, and sometimes
Hmm.
I add a few things here and there, but a lot of us buy the same stuff.
Hmm.
I think it might be empowering to not do that and try to remember it. And maybe as you're almost going to go to the checkout, then bring up the phone because
That would be
you don't want
good.
you don't want to
Yes.
leave the store and say, "Oh,
Uh-huh.
I forgot to get
That's good. Right.
cream cheese or
Same,
whatever it is."
that's a good one because that enhances your short-term memory when you think about the shopping list because you don't, this is not something you'll keep in your mind all the time. It's just temporary for the time.
Sure.
Also improves your attention to details.
Yes.
So that's one. And then two, like example, if you have to remember numbers, seven, like I said, the seven numbers, 58, let's say 58, 44, let's say six numbers. 58, no, seven, because I know 58, 44, 62, 1. How can you do that? I can break it off. 58, 64, 62, 1. Or I can say 584, 621. You know what I'm saying? Put them together. Then you remember it instead of trying to say, okay, what's that number? Going over and over your head. Because once you get in your head and you think about something else, it's gone again. So if you stop putting, if you
I'm
stop
trying to
putting things
remember
in component,
I'm trying to remember the numbers you just said just for the heck of it, and I had it, and then I lost it.
so if you focus on how the numbers work for me, put them in pairs, even works for me, and I can bring them back together. But when I try to remember something, reading off, and then come read, I forgot it. I can't do it. So if you need to focus on, focus on that and just the simple things. Because the simple things help your short term, which can eventually go over to your long term things you need to keep that need to be aware of. So yes,
In,
memory. Go ahead.
in a time we have left, any other myths that we should be mindful of?
We should be what? Let me see. Okay, brains are built. Our brain cannot develop. As you continue to learn, you continue to grow. Your brain continues to grow and expand.
Hmm.
Because the more knowledge and wisdom you put in, the more you can enhance. So we keep saying when you get a certain age, a certain time, I can't. I'm too old to learn anymore. No, you're never too old. You're just like a plant. If you say the plant is going to get old, then why do you keep watering it? I have plants here that's grown up this big in my house. I've had since about 20 years. So then, if they can grow, why can't your brain continue to process more data?
I never thought of it that way. Our brains were always growing. Like it's not like, okay, you've been given this brain and like memory in your computer. We're giving you 16 gig of memory, and that's all it's going to be. And well, that is the way it is in your computer. That's a definite number of memory in your computer. You got 16 gig.
But you also know you can still get more if you take out some.
Yeah. Yep.
So 16 gigs is good enough if you don't overload, take some of that out that have not been using for years. Look how we keep our emails all the way back to 2019. No, we're not even using that. Same thing with your brain. Use it.
Yeah. Well, it's a cliche. Maybe not. Use it or lose it. And I think that applies to everything, even
Yes.
your muscles. What is your brain?
Uh-huh. Sure does.
The muscle.
Brain is a muscle, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. My takeaway here today is challenge ourselves. Even when
Yes.
you were giving those numbers for Dina, 58, 64, the one, I was like, I want to remember it. I want to remember it. I was seeing pictures of the numbers in my brain because I don't know if you were going to ask me if I remembered it, but I still wanted to do it anyway, just to test myself. And I got a few of them, but it's a challenge sometimes. But you know what? If I was used to remembering those types of things,
Exactly.
it would have been easy. I'm not used to it. I'm not. I really am. This is just a piece of what you do, the mind, the body, the spirit. Talking about the mind today, obviously. How do we connect with you? You have so many different programs, books, music. I don't know anybody else that offers what you and your husband offer to really give it a 360 approach to helping us move our lives forward.
You can find us, and you can also come on and go through us on the website and get your 15-minute free consultation that will help you with your life on your journey. You can find us at New Wonderful You, NUWONDERFULULLC.com. Or you can contact me, Fredina, FREDINA, at New Wonderful WONDERFULLC.com. Or if you want to call and talk, you like to talk on the phone, you can reach us at 1-216-254-85. Look forward to hearing from you all.
Wonderful talking with you today. I got work to do, as we all do, with our minds. Use it. Find new ways to challenge yourself. On the back end, as you get older, you'll appreciate it. Thank you so much for today. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the
New Wonderful You. We're here for you. We are